You could double check. Right?
Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone, and we are here on our first episode of Tech Motivated with your host Jonathan and Rob, who's on the other side. You can see him right there from Tampa, Florida. We're pretty excited, man. This is our first show. But before we go on, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you could be notified. So you could be notified on every single video that we do it. Yes, there it is.
Nice.
Be notified. Okay. Um. So we want to welcome everybody, man. It's like my brother's on the other side right there. Pito, you want to say something? Is Robert? I call him Pito. It's my brother, but you on the other side, you call him Robert. All right. What do we got?
What's up, guys? Nah, we just wanted to get together and talk. We always talking about technology. John and I, which is my brother, and we just wanted to kind of like share it with everyone. Just talking about it, and I guess just to you guys that that love tech and we're interested in it, and we're always talking about it. And I actually work with tech, so I think it's
No, yeah, most definitely, totally agree. We've been in the technology industry from a corporate level because as our careers, we work in technology for more than 15 plus years. My brother has about 20 something years working in technology. I have 15 years, whatnot, and throughout the years, we have been able to learn so much about tech, on how to do certain things. We've had so many clients of ours in our industries, asking us so many tech questions that we've been able to provide people information with, whether it be which computer I should buy, which phone I should buy. So we thought it was a good idea to just do this type of live and give people information. You know what I'm saying? Like a place where people could come in to hear two people talk about technology, but also give our reviews, give our feedback on it, based on our experiences with working with some of them, doing research and stuff like that. So we started to do this chat. We started up this live so we can do just that. So feel free to leave us some comments. We're watching the messages section here on our channel there. So if you got some comments, you got some technology questions. I know in our post that we posted on Instagram, we had a few questions that we are gonna go over that. But what we do want to talk in this episode is about some key highlights that have been happening so far, which is with Apple's keynote, which was just launched about 2 days ago, which was a major like explosion in the tech world as far as what Apple's doing. And then we also gonna talk about some smart home products like Amazon, what Amazon is doing with their new line of devices that are out there as well. Um, so Rob, what you got, man? Like, what's
let's get started. Let's get started. So let's talk about the so
yo that keynote, bro? What was your first when you saw the keynote? What was your first impression on that?
so we were both watching, and we kind of like we're both in the same. Right, let's see what they're gonna bring. This another iPhone with the same form factor, the same stuff as always. And to be honest, we got blown away. It's like finally, excuse me, finally, iPhone took it to another. And all the features they had, actually, I could bring it up here.
You gonna share your screen? All right,
Yep.
cool. So hang with us here. Boom. So if you see here,
So we got the iPhone 12 Pro. They brought the iPhone. They brought the iPhone 12, the regular one. We'll talk about that now. And then the HomePod Mini. And then the HomePod Mini. The great thing about this was that what I saw was the features they had in the iPhone 12. They had in the iPhone 12 was wild. Was wild. They have a new processor. They have a new processor. And the thing that actually like obviously they brought 5G. They brought 5G. I believe it's the ultra wideband.
I
As
believe
well
it's
they're
the
gonna
ultra
have.
wideband as well. They're
And
gonna
the
have.
great thing was that
And the great thing was that
usually
uh,
when they
a
bring
lower model
uh,
and then
a lower model
the
and
model
then
that's a little bigger
the model that's
or
a little
different in it,
bigger or different
usually
in it, they always take
usually
away features.
they always take
Like let's
away
say if the
features.
iPhone 12,
Like
well
let's
they'll
say
give
if
you
the
the
iPhone
5G,
12, well
but
they'll give you the 5G,
they won't
but
have like this ceramic
they
shield
won't
that
have
it
like this
says,
ceramic shield
which
that
is a
it
new type of
says,
glass they
which
made,
is a new type
and they
of
work
glass they
together with
made,
Gorilla
and they work
from
together
Gorilla
with
Glass.
Gorilla
A14
from Gorilla
bionic
Glass.
chip, right? That which is good. Yep.
They
That's
they
right.
the
That's
OLED
right.
display, the
All these
OLED
things
display.
usually
All these
sometimes they
things
take out
usually
one and they
sometimes they
leave
take out
and they'll
one and
bring
they
it onto
leave
the
and they'll
higher
bring it onto the
the higher
higher
version, like
the
the higher
version that's a
version,
little
like
more
the version that's a
expensive.
little more
This time,
expensive. This
basically
time
both
they're just
basically
giving you
both
the
they're just
same
giving
thing in a
you the
smaller form
same
factor,
thing in a
which is
smaller
the
form
first time I
factor,
think they've
which
done
is the
that.
first time I
Like
think they've done
so
that.
basically the iPhone
So
12
basically the iPhone
and the
12
12 mini will have
and the 12
exactly
mini
the
will have
same
exactly
features.
the
It's gonna
same
have
features.
the
It's gonna have
5G
the
5G,
5G,
the
the
A14
5G,
Bionic.
the
It's gonna
A14
have the
Bionic.
edge-to-edge
It's
OLED
gonna have the
OLED
edge-to-edge
display,
OLED
ceramic
display, ceramic shield,
which is
better
great. They say it's
performance.
with four times better
The
performance.
night mode, you could talk more
The
about
night
cameras
mode, you could talk more about
because
cameras because
John,
John, you're the
but
master here with cameras.
the ceramic shield,
They basically said
the
was a
ceramic
new
shield,
type of
they
glass where
basically said
they
was a
actually
new
I
type of
think it's
glass
actually
where
ceramic.
they actually I
I
think it's actually
they
ceramic. They
bonded it with the actual glass
they
and they work
bonded it
together
with
with
the actual glass and they worked
the
together
team
with
from I think it's
the team
Gorilla
from I
Glass,
think it's
and they went
Gorilla Glass
was it
and
Gorilla?
they went was it Gorilla?
Could check that.
But they
Could
actually
check that.
but they actually
Bonded the glass so it's
bonded the
more. It's
glass
like
so
it
it's
has
more it's
pieces
like
of
it has
inside the
pieces of
glass
ceramic
to make it
crystal
like even
inside the
more
glass to make it like
stronger.
even more
And
to me
stronger.
I'm not
And
I actually
to me, I
believe it or
mean,
not
you
I'm
know
not
that.
I
Look how
actually
small it
believe it or not
looks
you know
on
that
No,
hand
yeah.
look how small
No,
it
it,
looks
it
on
looks.
the hand
I
the
thought,
mini.
man, I was kind of blown away with the keynote because to be honest, I've
Yeah, that's good.
with all this technology, when all these phones and stuff, and everybody's like, trying to, there's we're in that market of just, these technology companies just competing with one another, which is good because, they're pulling out like devices to see who's better or who has the, better processor or whatever software. But like, I've been a fan of freaking Apple for forever, since day one. I've had every
That's right.
single iPhone since day one,
That's right.
and then until a year ago, I switched over to Android. Yes, I switched over to Android. Everybody was telling me, what's going on, whatever. But for me, as far as like a creative and a person that was also in likes productivity, it didn't give me all these options to be productive, as far as like, grabbing files, opening different types of files, whereas, iPhone, they just, allow you to open up specific type of files,
Yeah, you felt
where
You felt
yeah,
restricted.
I exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
you
they
felt
restrict
you felt
the
restricted.
operating
Yeah, because
system more, and they don't
they
allow you to do
restrict
certain things like
the
you can do
operating
The
with
system
iPhone,
more,
it
and they don't
totally,
allow you to
yes, of
do
course
certain
it
things
is. It's
like you
like,
can do with the
they keep everything, well rounded into their system, which is good. That's why it works great. But when you want to expand out of that and do other things, you can't, man. So when I saw this keynote, I was like, wow, finally Apple is really, really doing something different now. Like, to be honest, I feel like ever since Steve Jobs, left, he passed away, like a lot of their innovation just went downhill. They were like doing a lot of redundant stuff. They weren't really making any major changes until now, man. I'm pretty sure, like, I know definitely in the tech world, everybody was kind of like excited about this new keynote, as far as, how much stuff they were, jamming into
they
this keynote.
That's
You know what
right.
I mean? Like, they were putting use.
into the phone.
Yeah, it's
That's right.
Into
crazy.
the phone. And actually
Into the phone.
that's what kind
Into
of
the
like took me
phone.
by
And actually,
surprise that
that's
they
what kind
jammed
of
so
like
much stuff into
that's
this
what kind of
form
like took
factor.
me by surprise that they
I've been
jammed so
late.
much
I've
stuff into
recently
this form
I have
factor.
an iPhone. I've been late,
But I
I
recently
actually
moved
I have an
into
iPhone, but I actually moved
Yep.
into
the Surface Mini because I'm a
the
Microsoft
I'm gonna
fan.
the
put you back on
Surface,
this on
the
on the
Surface
regular
Mini because
screen,
I'm
okay?
a Microsoft
Oh,
fan.
sorry, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. So I moved to Android because the Surface Neo, it has
Yep.
the Surface Duo is dual screen. I love that type of form factor. I'm a person so I both sides of the screens, but it was Android, right? So I kind of got into Android, and I'm noticing what you're saying. Like I can do more in the sense that I can. There's the same apps that you find in iOS, you're gonna find it on Android. That's the great
Yep.
thing. It's not like when Microsoft
before was doing their own operating system, just no one
Yeah,
was making apps. So now that, which I guess one our maybe our next
episode.
episode we could probably do. I could talk about the review that I have of the Surface Duo. I've been using it now for about close to a month, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I think it's a good time to do a review. I don't believe in reviews like once you get it, unboxing is great,
Yeah.
but then you really can't talk about the until you're not with it for
Yeah,
a
unless
while,
you know run
right?
with it.
So you're able to talk about it. Yeah, you're not doing justice, to the review.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
So so I thought that it was amazing. It kind of like so that's what I wanted to get at. I have this I compare everything now again to like what I have now, and it's great. But then at the same time, when like you have everything in one phone, like you have your like everything in just in one phone. It's like and in your hand. Because this thing is not. This is not. Nowadays we have like basically computers in our hand. It's not even phones. It has a feature that's it has the phone feature, but mostly these to our jobs. We can so many things with it. So I think that they jam pack so much in there, especially when it comes to when it comes to the camera. There we're jumping to the pro version.
Yep.
That's what makes it pro. You actually told me when we were watching it. I remember you said, "Yeah, but what makes it pro, right? What makes
Yeah.
it pro?" Like, and then it was almost like they were listening. They went into the
Yeah.
cameras, and then you had beef talking about, well, but for it to be pro, we need like raw and all that stuff. So I guess I'll
Yeah.
let you.
No, man.
What
That's
made you excited about
yeah.
that?
What I was so super excited with that because like my brother said, I was watching the live with my brother. Like literally, we were on FaceTime with each other, and we're just going over, and I'm seeing all these things, and like shout out to Marcus Brownlee because he brought this up too. What about Apple always using the term pro. I lost your screen there for a second. I don't know what if you.
I'm sharing.
Okay,
I'm
yeah. So
sharing
all
again.
right, I'm gonna put
The
you right
pro.
there
The
now.
pro.
Hold on. Yep. So with you know with something being pro, it should have like pro features, not just like okay a camera or whatever. It just had software wise, it should give you the ability to do certain things that professionals use. Right? It's like cameras. You have a camera, but what makes it professional is your ability to change the aperture, the ISO, you know what I mean, the shutter speed, and all these different features that a physical camera can give you. Whereas the phones, they give you these super powerful cameras, but from from a creative perspective, when you get a camera, right, when you get a phone that has a camera with 45 or 67 megapixels or whatever like that, that could blow regular ordinary people away. But for me, it doesn't blow me away because even just to break it down a little bit, if a camera says it comes with 67 megapixels, unless you're gonna print out a huge billboard of a photo, you don't need 67 megapixels. 10 megapixels, 15 megapixel camera is fine, and you can still do a decent print of that photo if you wanted to. But the iPhone, it almost like everything looks good on the phone, but when you bring it onto a computer and you want to edit it, let's say for your YouTube channel, for a video, whatever like that, you can't really do much to it because all the data has already been compressed into that one file of that video that you've done, that it doesn't allow you to like color grade it.
So basically, software. So software is what's
Yeah.
doing everything
So
more than the
basically,
hardware.
hardware.
So software is what's
So
doing
like
everything more
now,
than the hardware.
they launched,
It's more.
the
Yeah.
12 Pro,
Okay.
and they're talking about, now you can do videos and photos in RAW, which is great. They didn't do like any S log or D log or any type of those formats and stuff, but with that new that 3D scanning, the lidar scanner, the
Lidar.
lidar thing that also can, I don't know if you can bring that up,
Lidar.
like the way
Right
the
there.
lidar works, it's like you could do like three
Right
dimensional
there.
type things. um
There it is.
but what the lidar is gonna
There
do
it is.
for video capabilities is like really good autofocus. And not only that is the iPhone also has the optical image stabilization, which is great.
That's right.
So it keeps so you can, hold the
That's right.
video, your camera handheld, and still get a beautiful steady shot. And that goes even a little bit further if you have a gimbal, if you have a device that's also, image stabilizing. Imagine you merge those two together, how great your footage is going to look, being that the actual phone is has image stabilization, but also the device you're using to keep the image steady is also image stabilization. So you're getting like double whammy there, I think, for those people
So
that are
look,
going to do video stuff.
they're saying wide
So
camera
look,
with aperture 1.6
Yeah.
saying wide
aperture
camera
captures
with
27% more
aperture
light.
1.6
Then
aperture captures
7-element wide
27% more
lens,
light.
edge to edge
Then
sharpness. Then they have the
7-element wide lens, edge to edge sharpness. And they have
object
the
image 5,000
the
adjustments per
object
second.
Look at
image
that.
stabilizer.
That means
Makes
that it doesn't matter
5,000
how you
adjustments
move,
Yep.
per
right?
second.
That
That
means
means
the image
that it doesn't
stabilizer
matter
is
how
just
you
like
move, right?
all the time.
The
all the
image
time and keeping
stabilizer
it
is just
stable.
like, you're right. And if you put
Moving
that in a gimbal,
all
it should
the
look
time and
even
keeping
better.
it stable.
You're
And
right.
then it
And if
says
you
LiDAR
put that in a
delivers six
gimbal, it
times
should look
faster
even better.
autofocus.
And then it says
low light.
LiDAR delivers 6 times
Yeah,
faster
and you know
autofocus
what, the
and
iPhone
low
has
light.
been great, you know what I mean,
So
as
it
far as
looks
the camera.
crazy.
They to me, they've always been great with their cameras, right? They are hands down, they have really good cameras built onto the phone.
But they weren't pro.
Yeah,
But they weren't
they
pro,
weren't pro to the
like you
But they
said.
extent
weren't pro.
where now you get footage, you get
Like you
photos,
said.
and now you can edit them because you got more data to work with, as far as like a photo or an image. You get a photo now. Now you shoot it.
Look at that
Now you
photo.
shout it in raw, and you're able to color
Look
grade
at
it.
that
And
photo.
man, look at that. You're gonna be able to like, yeah, it's sick.
So talk to us about talk to us about raw is like you have
layers of
different that I can
I
work
can have
with
No,
or
different
adjust.
so what? Yeah,
layers of
when you
That I
get
can
a
work
when you
with or
shoot a
adjust.
photo
That's what
in
I'm
JPEG,
trying to
which is the
understand raw.
normal, like normal JPEG image, right? The camera captures all the color that you're outside, every color, all the data. The camera is constantly picking up the data of sunlight, of your ISO, of this, of your exposure, everything. It's picking it up and it's trying to give you the best shot possible, right? So it grabs all that stuff, and that data once it gets captured, you get the JPEG file, which is basically what you got exactly at that moment. So you can't change it, right? So it got those color. If the sky was blue, a specific blue is gonna stay that blue. If the grass was like kind of off green, is gonna stay that off green. But now what RAW does, it's a format. It's pretty much a format or an extension, right? Because JPEG is an extension. It's an extension that captures more data for the camera. So now when you pull out your camera and you're gonna take a photo of a sunset, and you're gonna do it with the RAW extension, now what is giving you a flat profile. So like that, you can a flat profile that's gonna
Okay.
capture as much data as it could
Okay.
possibly can. So when you put it onto the computer, now you can edit every aspect of that photo, where it be color, contrast, exposure, all that stuff. So if the sky was blue, and you want to make it like a hue of like a I don't know, like a light blue, or you want to change it, you can go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
Yeah, kind of like when you do those filters that you
Exactly.
put in the
So
apps.
it
You
just
put
gives
yeah,
you
kind of like
more
when you do
data
those
to work
filters
with,
that you put in the
and
apps. You
make
put filters.
the photo your photo. You know what I'm saying? Versus the phone making it its own photo. If that makes sense. Like the phone is taking the picture, and it's gonna grab the
Mm-hmm.
the photo the way it knows how to do it, and that's about it. But and
Mm-hmm.
then it doesn't let you get creative with it to want to manipulate certain things on it, to make certain stuff pop out more than others. So it is a bigger file, though. Just keep in mind, RAW is a definitely
Where
bigger file, because it's capturing all that data for you to manipulate, versus JPEG is just compressed, right? It's all that stuff compressed, and it's giving you, whatever, a 2 megabyte file, or less than that, whatever, or kilobyte
so
files.
they're
They're
telling
telling
us
us
that
that
we
we
sound
sound
double. I'm
double. I'm
not
not
sure
sure
if this is
the
the
voice
voice
and
and
your
your
voice
voice
are
are
double.
double. I'm
I'm not
not
sure.
sure.
Uh,
Is
Is maybe feeding
sound is feeding through.
maybe
Hold on, let me take off because I
Let me
have
take off
the
because I have
Bose.
the
yeah.
Bose.
glasses and I
glasses
don't
and I
take
don't
speakers.
take
Give me a second.
speakers.
Give me a second. Let me see if that
Let me see if that
helps.
helps.
Yeah, let's see. But yeah. So
Yeah, they keep
it's
telling me
Yeah,
we
they
have
keep
an
telling
echo.
me
You
we have
have
an
echo,
echo. You have
or it's me.
echo, or it's me.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I
I
think.
think. Let me
Let me
see
see
if.
if.
not
Let me
sure. I
see
don't
if.
see an echo coming from. I don't hear like I usually hear an echo from you if there was any.
Oh, so it's me.
No, no, I'm not saying it's you, but if there was an echo.
We got an echo. We still got an echo.
All right, so just bear with us, whatever. So hopefully we can. Let me see.
Um.
You're going through your computer audio or it's coming out straight through your microphone,
No,
right?
I got the microphone.
All right, I'm gonna switch you back. You're back into. I'm gonna take you out. Let's transition you over. But hopefully we don't get this echo. But yeah, so going back to the echo. Stop. She always wants to get in my conversations.
So yeah. So I think overall, I think it was great. They also spoke about the mini. It was
But
the
actually, you know what? Before going to the
sorry,
mini, um, the price points that they put was also very
oh
competitive,
yeah,
very competitive compared to other devices. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, like even the Galaxy S20, you could get it for like 1,200, 1,300 bucks or whatever the case is. But you can actually get the even the 12. Forget about. So they got the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max. The 12 Pro Max has the LiDAR functionality, whereas the 12 Pro doesn't. But you're still, even if you get the 12 Pro, that's also giving you all the features that, mostly all the features that we discussed already so far. Um,
dude, start these phones are starting at six
yep.
ninety nine. If I'm mistaken, which is like crazy. Like they always start so high, and they're like
Yeah.
much cheaper. And I think the most expensive, which is the Pro, has the 128 gigs or something
Yeah.
like that. It's like 1099 or something.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It might go a little bit higher depending on how much gigs you got. And I believe they said if you get the 12 Pro, you get the 12 Pro automatically with 128 gigabytes. So that,
right, yeah,
you know
they're
what I
starting
mean?
at
They're starting at
128.
128. That's more than enough storage. And just to educate you a little bit for those, yeah. And to be honest, 128 is
56 and
is is totally fine if you're backing up your data and if you're
still have
doing,
it.
on the computer, like, a lot of products, not just Apple, a lot of companies, you know what I mean? They're selling stuff and they're selling them by capacity or by storage, by storage size. You don't, if you have an external hard drive or USB thumb drive and you got a computer, you can always just back your stuff up and free up space again. So don't get stuck or tied up with like, oh my god, I need more storage space so I could get this. When you have the ability to just back up your stuff, putting it in a, you don't need to do the cloud. Is the cloud great? Yeah, the cloud is fine,
Dude,
but they.
but let's talk about the MagSafe.
Oh my god, Pito, the MagSafe.
That was wild. So they brought MagSafe like wireless
Yep,
charging up to 15
yep,
watts. It has a magnet array inside the phone, and then they give you like this little case that's gonna be able to like stick
yeah,
accessories on, which they have like this wallet. They showed this wallet. I
yeah.
mean, it was even. They have accessory identification NFC. So it's almost like it's like. Let me see if I can find a video on it because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's wild. That
Typical.
that
It
MagSafe
was
is
like
wild. The
they're
Mag
bringing that back. So you don't need to connect any more cable underneath. You just put the
that
MagSafe. It
that's it.
almost looks like a charger
Yeah.
for the watch, like the little round,
And
and it
the
just
and the
connects. It's
MagSafe is a
crazy.
magnet. It's just so if you do have a Mac or
Yeah.
old, like they had MagSafe 1, MagSafe 2, MagSafe 3, and they've all been magnetic devices. If you could pull up a picture like of the what MagSafe like looks
Yeah.
like even like if you could compare them, like if we could just find one like MagSafe 1, 2, and 3, and you can see they've always been a magnetic way of charging the laptops, and the laptops pull about 85 watts to like charge a full laptop, but
These
oh,
are
they're
15
15
watt.
watt.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah,
made for the phone. So
you got one up there.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, they.
The, so the cameras also, remember, it also records in Dolby Vision.
Oh
So you can have
yeah, dude.
Dolby Vision quality. I mean, we could continue talking,
Yeah,
bro. It's like it's almost
that's true. I forgot
two
about the
million to
Dolby
one,
Vision.
2 million to one contrast ratio because they duplicated the
Yep.
pixels. I think it is over up to 1,200 nits peak brightness. Let me see. Okay, let me share my screen real quick
Yeah.
so you can see more or less what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's crazy. Let's go. Yeah. Look at. Wow. You see if you. Yep.
This is like, so this is the wallet. Let me go back so it can. Let me go back so it can reload.
That's crazy.
Each piece magnetically snaps together like
as
magic.
like this case, and then
as like this case, and
like,
then you see that
this
plot,
is like,
how it
you see
connected,
that plot, how it connected.
So inside actually, charges right here.
Charges right here,
like
so it's
everything,
keeping like everything.
There you go. Look at
There
that
you go.
wallet.
Look at that wallet. How beautiful.
Put the card in.
Put the card in.
Their Apple
They show their
wallet.
Apple.
We're still
Their
getting
Apple
an echo,
wallet.
man. I wish I knew
We're still
what it
getting
was.
an echo, man. I wish I knew what it was.
Turbochargeable.
Thing charges.
So
Stream charges
fast.
extremely
Yeah.
fast.
The MagSafe.
And then iOS 14,
Then iOS 14,
what I could say about
iOS 14 is very similar to Android. They're bringing back a lot of features that Android had. They have the app drawer
all the apps
where
that
you
you
just
have on your
swipe,
phone, but
keep
they
swiping to the
display
right,
it
and you're
much
gonna
nicer
get
than
all
Android.
the apps that you have on
I
your
give
phone,
it
but
to them.
they
They've always
display it
been,
much
as
nicer
far as
than
like
Android.
aesthetically, the way certain things look, they've been really like keen with how stuff looks, which is that's where
And
they
privacy,
dominate.
right? And
And
privacy, I'm pretty
privacy,
happy with them
right?
because
And privacy,
privacy,
I'm pretty happy with them.
I think they're
Because
getting much
privacy,
better compared to other
I
companies.
think they're
Getting much better
like
compared to other
Google
companies.
and Amazon and everybody. They're
Like
they're just
Google
going right
and
now. They're
Amazon
having
and
so many
everybody,
issues.
Twitter
They're
and
just
all this
going
with
right now. They're
privacy.
having so many
And
issues. Twitter and all this with privacy.
the only
And
beef I
Apple
probably
is
have
like they're
is that
the only beef
gotta
I
make sure
probably have is
they're
that
sending the
I
data.
don't remember, and I want to know
Even the
if they're sending the
encrypted,
data. I don't know if they're sending
even
it out
the
of the United States.
encrypted,
If
I
they're
don't know if
sending
they're
it like
sending
to,
it out of the United
servers in
States.
China or something,
If they're
like
sending
that,
it
then
like
I would have an issue
servers
with
in
that.
China or something like that,
But
then
everything is like
everything is
but
locally stored on the
everything is
phone,
like everything
or
is
if you have it on the
Giving you
cloud, but they were
control.
locally
saying,
stored
They're
on the
giving you control
phone,
to your
or if you have
security.
it on the cloud, but they were saying,
right. And so they're saying that everything is there. You can give it access
right,
to
and
whatever
so
you
they're
want.
saying
It's
that
not,
everything is
it's
there. You
not
can
like
give it access
everything
to
is
whatever you want.
basically
It's
shut
not,
down on
it's
the
not
phone.
like
Everything is basically shut down on the phone.
oh, so the echo starts when we start screen sharing.
Oh, so the echo starts when
So
we start
shout out to
screen
Angel.
sharing.
Angel
So
is a guy I
shout out
want to
to
have, a
Angel.
friend of ours that I
Angel
want to have him on.
is a guy I
Once
want
he's
to
an
have, a
Apple
friend
guy.
of ours
He's
that I want to
actually
have him on.
good
Once
Apple,
he's
and
an
he just
Apple
told
guy,
me
he's
that
actually
it starts
good
when
Apple, and
when
he
we
just told
screen
me
share.
that
So I'm not sure
when we
if
screen
when we
share.
screen share something
So
is
I'm not
going
sure
on.
if when we screen
Maybe
share
your
something is
audio.
going on.
Maybe you could score your screen on your end and see what
Maybe
happens.
you could score your screen on your end and see what happens.
Let's take
Through
off screen share, and then I want to talk about.
take off
I want
screen
to try
share.
to
And then I want to talk
our
about
next
I want to
topic
try to start talking about
today, which is the also the actually let's bring the HomePod Mini.
The HomePod Mini.
You have the share screen on your
Yeah, no, I don't. But hold on a second. I could just.
talking. The HomePod Mini is basically a form factor speaker, basically going to compete with the Alexa, similar to the new Alexa Generation 4 or Dot and
Yeah.
the Echo. They're round now. They're round. Um, they're round and it's pretty cool. It has like you're gonna be able to use Siri through it. They say I have room filling sound. Smart home, it's private Yeah, it's when we started the sharing the screen.
So then the echo went away, right? Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
So if you want, you can try to when I share mine.
Yeah, that's weird. So I gotta
I can send you the link if you want.
yeah, and I'll pull something up here. But the home you're talking about the Apple HomePod, right? Yeah,
Anchor
that
HomePod, yeah, the Apple HomePod. It's um, it's it's all like on the outside is white with it's like mesh. It's mesh and it has like that that logo at the the Siri looking animation they have in the actual phone
oh
or on
yeah,
the
yeah,
iPad.
yeah.
They actually have it on the top, and it looks cool. You could pair them with another, one with another. You can pair them. Um, you could actually do similar to what you can do with the Alexa. That you can do like intercom. They actually call it intercom, but you could intercom to like a phone. You could intercom to the car, Apple CarPlay. So you could be like at home and send like a direct message, like an intercom, to someone in that has an Apple, like your family member that's in the same
Yeah.
network or Apple
Ah,
CarPlay.
okay.
Also as a home hub for their home. Thanks, Angel. Share the screen and not talk so much. So I want to be able
Yeah,
to show the people.
just
So
throw an image up there because then I gotta change something and I don't want it to lag. For now, we'll fine tweak these things as we continue to do episodes and stuff. We'll fine tune a lot of these things. This is our first one, so look at that. Yeah, it almost looks like an Amazon Echo, doesn't it?
it does. We'll talk
Yeah,
about that
if you
now.
look at
It
that,
does. We'll
like
talk
it
about that
almost looks like
now.
the new Amazon Echo, but that joint looks that's dope. Nice. And like I've always said, man, Apple always knows how to like they know how to present things, how to do things, and they may take sometimes long in doing something, but they always execute it right.
Recognize the voice.
Nice.
Oh, who's talking? That's another thing. It'll recognize the voice. There goes the intercom who's system. Talking kind of like Alexa. There goes the intercom system, which is great.
No, yeah, it's like
Then the home, which is great. The HomeKit integration, and then the HomeKit integration, and there's home smart home.
yeah, they're doing all the
There's
they're going into the smart home industry now because they know that's what's man. Look at how nice the widgets are.
home stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay.
So home stop sharing, home automation, which is what I love. That's like where I'm into now. Maybe we can show one day. I can show my home.
Yeah.
I think it's they're like the same thing. They're bringing together like all the different devices into their HomeKit app, and the HomeKit app is so beautiful too, man. It's like what you said. Everything they do, they display it so pretty, and and it makes so much
Yeah.
sense what they're doing. Like right now, I actually play around a little bit with HomeKit, and I made my own little
Yeah.
like HomeKit server. But when you use CarPlay, when you're getting close to your home, and if you have like the garage door connected also to HomeKit, what will happen is that the garage door will pop up on the screen. And I've never seen that before. So you're getting home, I'm like a block away, maybe not even a little less, and I'm turning the corner, and you'll see the little icon pop up of the garage, and then I just hit garage door, and it'll actually open door open. And then when you're moving away from your home and you're far enough, it disconnects. It realizes you're far
Yep.
away now, and it doesn't show you the button anymore, so you don't hit it by mistake. So like from a human factors perspective, they thought about it as well. Like not make a mistake and probably open up the door by mistake, having it there
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
long. So I think it's great. I think now we could jump into the also the new info from
Ooh, yeah.
Alexa
Well,
and
that's
Amazon.
a whole nother
So Amazon also came out.
that's another world.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy. You know, we're
Mm-hmm.
Amazon freaks here, and we're Amazon freaks here. We use him. We use her a lot. I guess we're gonna call
Yeah.
her Madam A,
Yeah.
so we don't start um
Yeah. That's why
blasting
I changed.
everybody's Madam A's
I know
around.
that's why I changed my name, like depending where I'm at. So when I'm in the studio, I have it a different name, you know. And then upstairs, I have it, you know. That I think they give you four options, which is computer, Echo, Alexa, all those different ones. But
Yeah,
I have them different for all the devices that I have. But Amazon is also so what we're talking about here, right? When we talk about Apple and we see their devices and stuff, right? All these companies, what they're building are ecosystems, right? And it's like how well an ecosystem does compared to another ecosystem, right? So if you see Android and you see all the stuff that works with Android, it's they're creating their own ecosystem, and now Amazon has been able to create their own, ecosystem as far as how they integrate home automation stuff, right? And they do it so well compared to like so many other. When it comes to home automation, we can. That's another thing that we can talk. Cause me and my brother are talking about home automation all the time, all the time, all the time. You know? Yeah. I lost your audio.
are you seeing the page now? Yeah, you hear
Yep.
me now? Yeah, you hear me now? So you seen the page
Yeah.
now?
The page is up. Oh yeah.
So you
Look at all
seen the
those
page now?
devices, man.
See how similar it looks to the HomeKit, to the
See how similar it looks
the
to the
Yeah.
HomePod
It's
home.
Mini,
upside
to
down.
the
That's it.
the HomePod Mini. What do you mean?
No, I know, but
What do you mean? It's a
The
ball.
Apple
Well,
one, the
it's
little ring is
the
on
bottom.
top.
Bottom. Right, you're right. So
The flat is
right, you're right.
but
So
that design
is
but that design
is like I
is
guess
like
if you notice the speaker
is
is
like I
facing
guess
up, the
if you notice the
subwoofer is like
speaker
towards the
is
top.
facing up,
Let me
the
see if I can lower
subwoofer is like
my
towards the top.
microphone.
Let me see if
I
I can
think that
lower
works.
my
Yeah.
Like
No,
adjust the gain,
yeah,
right?
the
That's
gain, but it's not the volume. It's
what you call
different.
it,
So
the
what I
gain.
did was I lowered your volume from the screen share.
I think it was my microphone because I was air, and now I just hear your voice so clear right now.
O-
I don't hear anything else
Okay, good.
when I adjusted.
But I'm hearing a lot of like
How
pop
about
from
you?
yours too. Like you're getting a lot of pops.
Yeah. Um, whoever's watching, can you text me or let me know if or in the chat if we're still if I still have um echo.
That's what we're here for, man. We're talking. We're giving it to you live, straight up. This is what happens, right? Anything that's technology is bound to go off a little bit, but
Fixed.
bear with us.
I think it was I think it was my microphone. I think I fixed it. Let's see if I get a message or check the chat
Yeah,
if
I'm looking at the
anybody's.
chat so far. Anybody who's watching, if you got questions, you got comments or whatever, hit the chat up. Let us know.
It's better. It was me. It was the gain. I think the gain here was the. You're gonna hear it pop again. Hold on. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much better. I even hear better through my headphones. So going back, I was like super excited. Just kind of like maybe Angel and all these Apple guys are I love I love it, and this is actually why I got. There was this this person that created a code, and they coded like to create a little like assistant, and they called it I don't know if you remember that when I was working on that they called
Oh
them
yeah, yeah,
and I was working with Jarvis, but I had to like create. I was like till
yeah.
3 4 in the
Jarvis
morning
is
every
cool.
day, but I was creating my own. So the invocation, what Apple call, what Amazon calls an invocation,
Yeah,
and so I with all the locations, and I have to create. They had servers and all that. So I was doing that locally in my house, and then all of a sudden, Amazon comes out with this Echo, and then I'm like, I have it all over my house.
Uh,
Like you're always making. Where else you gonna put it? I got it in my bathroom. I got everywhere. I want to put the two new Echo Dots with the stands in
you
the
have
back.
the screen still up, so I can put it back to the this. I'm gonna take out the screen share. Oh,
It's
okay.
sharing. I'm sharing.
Yeah.
So we have the. So this is the new Echo Dot. If you see, it's still the 49.99. They say it sounds much better. It has the
Has the woofer, the two tweeters.
well, has the woofer and the tweeters. There goes the button, the mute button at the top, and the plus and minus for the volume.
No, yeah,
And then
Amazon is they're doing some cool stuff now with their devices now.
so you see, you can control your voice in your home. It's basically music and all these, for anything, man. It's the same. It's amazing. Better. So then they have the go back. Go back. We are going to see the Echo. So the Echo and the Echo Dot is going to be the same form factor. The difference is the Echo has the
Yeah,
actual
your audio keeps
hub.
popping. It keeps popping, man. It sounds bad. Yeah, it's like it's like
Really?
if it's you have a pop filter.
No. I mean, is it because I'm hitting the screen? The is it my
Maybe I
mouth
don't
when
know
I
because
click?
it's getting a lot of like pops. So it's like when you're speaking, I guess through the mic. I don't think the mic has a pop filter to take out all the like all the s's and stuff. But
So
yeah,
I so the Echo Dot factor. The only thing is that well, they call it more premium sound. I guess they got
yeah,
better speakers, and it has the home hub, which is basically a Zigbee
protocol. Yep.
chip in it, and it also has a temperature sensor. So wherever you have it, you're going to be able to measure the temperature, and you're uh, a, a protocol to send information like wirelessly. There's Z-Wave, there's Zigbee, there's Wi-Fi, and there's Bluetooth, and they all work in different bands. This
Yep.
one works in a particular band, and it's the new. It's becoming a new standard now for a lot of smart home. Z-Wave, they use it. Ring is using Z-Wave, which is kind of like weird because Amazon was kind of weird to me. But then I thought that maybe it could be now it's just that my voice is cutting out. Jesus, what is wrong? Hello, better.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's not popping now. I don't hear the pop.
So it was always weird to me why they were using
Oh.
Z-Wave and not Zigbee. What is
Well,
popping?
yeah, it's. Well, you could go ahead. That's fine. We'll just we'll work that out.
The Z-Wave and the Zigbee, the so I never understood why they did that, but then I don't know if they just don't want to what is it have the your home so filled with know Zigbee and Z-Wave and all these so I'm not sure, but I know that I've the Ring alarm as well, and all the Ring lights and sensors is great.
Yeah.
Also, they we used Wink for a long time. There's been a craziness with Wink going on
Yep.
lately, and I've been little by little barely
Yep.
using Wink now. I only use it for my thermostats. Moved to the new Nest thermostat that I saw that it got much cheaper. They're like 120,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be wireless.
Yeah,
So
that's another thing too. Like so he mentioned Wink, right? And Wink is another company. Like I was mentioning earlier about the different ecosystems. Amazon has its own ecosystem of how it, connects with different devices using different protocols to reach out to the cameras, to sensors, and all this stuff that my brother's talking about. So Wink is another company that that is a smart home. The way Samsung has smart things, and the way, there's a Habitat hub there. Like, if you look in the world of smart hubs, there's so many different ones, because they're all different ecosystems of smart home hubs, to see who does better in making your home smart, and how versatile it is with connecting with like third party devices. The reason why we went with Wink, because I also went with Wink at home as well, was that Wink was like the only hub that spoke multiple languages, as far as Zigbee, Z-Wave, the
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi.
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. So we went with that one because we didn't want to feel so isolated with just buying one specific type of product, and sticking with that brand all across through the whole thing, right? So it was kind of good and bad at the same time, because then you have multiple devices, right? That's good that they can connect with the Wink Hub, but and then when you start encountering some problems, some issues, sometimes they do an update and it won't work anymore, and so it could become another thing. But what I wanted to say was just that the Wink is a company that specializes in smart home products. It's a hub, and it's its own like type of ecosystem, like Amazon. But Amazon now is like been, has their hub. They just speak that one language, but because, like my brother said, they that language
Well,
is like the standard almost. It's gonna
so
become
they
the standard.
yeah. So they're basically just missing Z-Wave
Yeah,
because, and they're covering it through Ring. If you think about it, they're covering it through Ring because Ring has Z-Wave, and you could actually attach Z-Wave other
yep,
um through the Ring base station through the app, because the base station of the of actually what has the Z-Wave radio
yeah,
is the base station of the connect other devices, kind of like you used to do with Ring. I mean, with Wink. Remember Wink? You could connect devices that were not
yeah.
really
Like
made for the
other, you
Wink, but
couldn't pair them.
you could, right. So you could do something similar to Ring. You got to play
Yeah,
around with it though. But let's move to the
yo,
Echo Show 10. This
that
you
thing,
see it.
yep, that's dope.
So look at what's so great about this. You have that big speaker build, like the studio that they have. But then if you see at the bottom, it has like a bass, right? What that bass serves for or serves as, it actually rotates. So when you speak to it, let's say you're back here in the kitchen, and you say, Madam A, she'll spin around and she'll just look at you talk to her, you answer. If you move around and you're talking, it'll follow you. It works as security as well. And move it around and see whatever, you could also do it like that. So this thing is like in my wish list for Christmas. If my mom, my dad, you, my
Yeah,
brother, everybody's
yeah,
listening, hint, hint, this would
yeah.
be a nice gift.
Well, weren't you?
Actually,
I asked you, Tito.
my dad is gonna flip because he bought the big 10 inch, and now the new one comes out. I can hear him already, like, oh
Yeah, that
my god,
and
like
that
really,
that
we
thing is
gotta
so sick because it's like it.
put the video and
Yeah,
see if we
yeah.
could play.
Get the video without the audio. But because my brother's a tech guy and he's over having a bunch of technical difficulties out there. I don't know what he's doing with his setup. Let's see. Play that video, bruh. It's gonna be slow.
It's probably gonna be choppy.
Yeah, but
But if you see, she's talking to it, and then it's there, it's following her.
yeah, I think it's dope.
So
Yeah,
choppy.
it's choppy, but
So then she spins around again. You see that? Wow, that's crazy. So there you could connect to the tell her if you have the Ring doorbell, it'll show you the Ring doorbell and watch movies and shows from Amazon Prime. So I think it's great. It's a great addition to the
yep.
and I believe it also has a hub as well.
No, it is a hub.
It's
Yeah,
it is a hub. Yeah, it's a smart home hub set of compatible Zigbee devices. So definitely has a 10.1 inch HD screen, and then the most likely the great speakers that it
Yeah,
has.
no,
There
it's
it
gonna be
goes.
good. Plus, if even if you want to use it at home for, like, you're not at home, but you want to surveil your, you know what I'm saying, your living room or your kitchen, wherever you have it at, you can literally like 3D,
There it is.
like
Look,
get a 3D view of your house and rotate the.
Motion detected at the
It's
front
see it?
crazy.
door.
You see
Yeah.
that?
Motion detected at the front door.
Oh, listen, I got motion detected.
Motion detected at the front door.
That's
Okay.
why you have like you put your Madam May's British,
Yeah, I think she just sounds cooler.
but you see how but you see how you can use it as a security camera
Yep.
there, and
Yeah, no, it's great.
which which is also we're gonna talk about that, the drone,
Oh
the
my
new
God, wait, that's like
Ring drone. We gotta talk about
the drone,
that.
and
That's show with that
yeah, the
because we're in almost an hour, so we gotta hurry up and finish and close the show.
well, we got some
I
questions.
want
We
to
we had
just
some questions from people too that we
oh,
want to answer. But
all
but
right.
yeah, the Amazon, like what they're doing, like, and this is just the beginning of what Amazon is doing with their lineup, at least for the 2020 21 or whatever, like, the year 2021. Um, but that new Echo Show is so good with a hub, because I think that's the only thing that I need right now is a hub. I need a functional hub.
That's what you need. That's all you need.
Yeah,
I love it because I could also use it for security. So if I keep it downstairs in the
yeah,
kitchen, I could also scan around and like the third gen.
yeah. I
They
use
have the
the Echo Spot, which is like a mini version of that with the with.
right. They
I
never
know,
updated the
man.
spot. I think they're not. I'm not sure. Maybe they. Well, if they brought the Echo, they'll most likely make a smaller version. I guess maybe I don't know if it's going to rotate as well, but it would be cool to see one of these Echo fours with a screen
Yeah,
on
I
it.
know.
If you see this one, it has the LED, the LED
Yeah,
for the clock. Echo fourth gen. Just this is the one that actually has the hub. About yesterday, and I studied about it, and that thing, I think it's gonna be so amazing for all. I think I could look it up here.
yeah. For all their smart home devices,
Right,
that's another
Sidewalk.
protocol.
So it's basically all right. Let me put this.
Let me see if I can.
I have. All right, there we go. So welcome everybody. Let me explain what Sidewalk is, or I could read it real quick here. Amazon Sidewalk is a shared network coming later this year
Mm,
that helps devices like Amazon Echo devices, Ring security cameras, outdoor lights, and motion sensors to work better at home and beyond the front door. When enabled, Sidewalk can unlock unique benefits for your device, support other Sidewalk devices in your community, and even open the door to new innovations like locating items connected to Sidewalk. So what they're trying to do with Sidewalk is, you know what I think about it. Remember Tile? You know how Tile is like a network where it's not really on the
yeah,
internet. This is actually going to be on
right.
the internet, but Tile is not really on the internet. The Tile is just sending out like a Bluetooth signal, and then when another tile is nearby, it knows and it connects to it, but it connects to it privately. You don't know who else is on it. So it creates like this peer-to-peer network where you're able to trace more or less, you know, very similar. So right now I have like wow, I have probably more than 10 or 15 ring lights with sensors. I have the cameras, I have the spotlight, the floodlights. I have all that. They're all gonna speak through Sidewalk. Sidewalk, I think, is gonna run at 900 megahertz band. right now when you're gonna connect the lights, you use a bridge. They're calling sidewalk bridges, but the bridge that you use with Ring signals to the lights, not through Wi-Fi. It's sending it through RF. So through that RF signal, it speaks to the devices, but then we just speak to the bridge
Yeah.
through Wi-Fi,
What's the RF?
and then
What's that?
that so radio frequency. So it'll send the radio. It's kind of like just like a radio, just send the signal. It's going to so it speaks to the lights. It tells it on. It tells it off. I speak to the bridge in Wi-Fi, and the bridge speaks to the devices in RF, right? So I think it's going to be very similar. And which is great. What is great is that it seems that they've already have so they haven't brought it yet. They haven't updated yet, but I guess they're pretty soon because they have all this public already. And if you see here, a lot of they're already can be used as sidewalk bridges. So if you see here, it says you can use a Ring floodlight the spotlight cams. You could use here it goes again, the Ring spotlight cam, Echo second generation, Echo third, and Echo fourth. So if you have an Echo all the way from the
It's gonna
second
work.
gen, you're gonna be able to
Yeah.
use it. You're gonna be able to use
Yeah.
sidewalk bridge,
That's great.
and which I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
amazing. This
and
is
it's
gonna
gonna
be like
extend the signal to all the devices because that's what is pretty much is there to extend the signal.
so if your neighbors have this, it's gonna connect to theirs as well, but very who you're connected to or when you're not going to see their devices, they're not going to see yours. It's just basically used to actually to just extend that network. Imagine you put a sensor in your mailbox. Your mailbox is across the street. Like me, I can put a sensor in my mailbox and know because it's going to be able to grab a signal. My neighbor has a Ring doorbell. My neighbor has a spotlight cam. My other neighbor in front has it. So they're all going to connect if they enable it, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So I think it's gonna be amazing, amazing. I think it's great. I'm super excited for this, and I'm super excited also for the what's coming new and the elect the
Oh yeah.
where you're gonna be able to now monitor. They're gonna anything you plug in, since it knows that you have a light. It could be a light bulb. It can be a plug. It could be Alexa in the A app. You're gonna be able to. It's gonna know when it's on and it's off, right? And if you use 110 watts in your wall is usually 110, or it knows the wattage of that particular and algorithms that Amazon is doing. It's gonna know how much energy usage you're gonna have. You're not gonna have to buy those Sensi ones
Yeah, it's
that you
gonna
could
give
put
you
on the
accurate numbers.
very accurate because believe it or not, those other ones that you put onto the box,
Oh yeah, like
those
clamps. The
energy
clamps.
clamps, the software does a lot of the work because or it sees this and it kind of like figures it out and it'll say this is a fridge, this is a microwave, but it could also have like
I'm gonna put you
false
back on
positive.
the screen. Hold on.
Okay, let me you should actually put me with the share and the
Okay.
screen
Yeah.
the next time. Yeah, we'll do that next time. So um I think those I think that's what I'm excited about in the smart home world. This Amazon Sidewalk and the Sidewalk Bridge for all those that you don't know, I think, or I could put up the
Yep.
links in the put links in the description of this of Sidewalk of the Alexa apps. We're we're also uh we have what do you call that we have those Amazon accounts where we're able to put a link
Oh,
and
the affiliate programs. Yep.
then give you the link
Yep.
and it'll help us out. It'll help our page so we can continue to get better. We want to do reviews in the future. We want to be able to buy everything and not
Yep.
have people always send to us. We like to be very fair. We don't want to be
Yep.
so but we'll always be clear. If we get something from someone to review, we're going to review it. We're going to say that it was given to us to review
Yeah.
but we're going to be as fair as we
Yeah.
can. Um, and yeah, so I just wanted to talk. I wanted to end it with that with the Amazon Sidewalk and the energy monitoring. From once I know a little more, we're gonna do
Yeah.
it. The future, we're gonna have a website where we're gonna be able to move all this information that we talk about. We'll move it to the website. What else did we want to do? I want to do an Alexa skill where we're going to be able to you're going to be able to hear us just briefly what we
Yeah.
spoke about in the morning. Just say, start my day. You hear all your news, and then you're going to hear Rob and John say, "Hey, good morning. Um, News about where we're going to talk about the
Yeah.
news or whatever's
Yeah,
in
we
the
what
tech
we
world."
want to
So
also we want to do is bring a podcast from this too, which my brother was saying too, that we wanted to just do it from video, but not only do you get the live stream, but that if you just want to hear it, via podcast, you can do it. We're working on that as well. Like I said, this is our first live for Tech Motivated, our first episode that we're doing. We're gonna be doing this consistently. So every week or two, we're gonna be doing the live of Tech Motivated, where we're just like I said, we're gonna talk everything technology. We'll give our opinions, our true opinions to it. And just see what works. And it's very important that you engage with us so like that we could continue to bring more content to it, right? So if you send us information, if you DM us on Instagram, you can follow us, Be Creative, Be Great. You'll see our post there. If you got questions in regards to technology, you bought something, you're having trouble with it, whatever, shoot us a message, and this way we can develop and create more content to give all of our viewers and stuff. And like I said before, make sure, please, you have to subscribe to the channel, right? Because when you subscribe to the channel, it's gonna help with us with you being updated with all the information that we're gonna be giving out. So once you
and
oh
giveaways
yeah,
too.
we,
We're
we,
gonna
we
do
definitely want
giveaways
to
too.
do giveaways. Yeah, we do. We definitely want to do giveaways. And before we close out, I know we had some people already ask us some
Questions I was
questions and
looking for.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I got them
Go
over
shoot.
here, um, from the post that we did, and initiating this whole tech motivated thing, and pretty excited about as to what we want to do,
That
yeah,
was on
what we wanted
Instagram,
to
right?
do with the channel. Somebody asked, we got somebody who asked. We got John Tags. He says, iOS
Yes.
or Android, and why, right? That's all. That's
Oh my God. That's
Yeah, that is a whole show, But to be honest, I'm gonna try to give it as simple as possible. This is the simplest way I give it to people, even in even in my job.
wait. Real quick. You're gonna say
Okay,
yours, and then I'm gonna say
that's
mine.
fine.
So it's gonna give a good example of why this question is
Is it
so
well? I'm gonna
vast.
to
Go ahead.
me, I'm gonna give you the real answer.
Oh,
All
really?
right.
Okay. Okay. So mine's gonna
I
be
think
fake.
yours is gonna be fake, and then you know what? We can let the viewers decide whether which answer was the most accurate, right?
All right.
So
All right. All right. In
right,
the
right
in
there.
the in the
So
comments.
this is my honest and true thing. I'm not gonna sway towards Android, and I'm not gonna sway towards iPhone, right? It depends on what
Oh, you could. That's your opinion.
what
You
what
could.
what do you like, what do you want to get? Like, I'm an Apple fan. Yes, I am an Apple fan. I do have an Android phone, but everything else, my computer, my everything else, I do on Apple, right? But when somebody asks me a question of which is better, iOS or Android, they're when they say iOS, they're actually referring to a mobile, right? Because if you were going to say the computer, it'll say, oh, what Mac OS versus Windows or Microsoft, whatever the case is. But they're saying mobile phones. So iOS versus Android. They both are amazing phones. It just depends on what you want to do. If you want something simple that just works right off the bat, I would go with iOS. I would go with an iPhone. Simplicity, everything is right there. You want to surf the browser, you want to go on the web and everything like that. Do I definitely would recommend Android, right? Apple. Now, if you're a person that likes to do a lot of edits, a lot of customizations, a lot of, you know what I mean, like productivity stuff. You want to be able to open up different types of files and not be limited in a certain way. Then Android gives you that ability to do it. Now, here's the next thing. If you already are in a ecosystem of Apple, so you have an iPad, you have an iMac, you have, you know what I'm saying, an iPhone. Can you still use an Android phone? Yes, you can, right? But a lot of people are gonna go to gear towards the iOS because it's Apple and they want to keep it in that sense. But you can use Android even though your ecosystem of the as long as the majority of it is Apple, you can still use it because you know you can sync from the phone. You could there's so many different ways to get information from the Android phone to that. So like I said, I don't want to select that Android is better than Apple. They both have their differences. They just do them slightly different than one another. But there is a type of people for them. I believe there is a type of people for each of those devices. So you got to just figure out what type of person you are as far as what you do, and then you can go ahead and select from there. But that's my honest opinion. There he goes.
So, so I'm, you can I
Yep.
talk now? So I'm not choosing sides, right?
But he
I'm not
got an
choosing
Apple
sides.
background.
Um, oh, I do. That was my mistake. Yeah, I'm not choosing sides. No, not. I'm kidding. But to be honest, I think it's similar to what you said. It's kind of like when they asked me, Robert, should I get a pretty, the stuff, and or should I get Windows, or should I get an iPad, or should I get an Android tablet? I always tell them it all depends on what you're going to use it for, right? Somebody just send me the best background ever. So it all depends what you're going to use it for, right? So like right now, I got this Microsoft Surface Duo, which is Android, but I got it because I'm a person that I want to be on the internet. Like it's kind of like I use two screens. If I could have three, it would be even better. And usually I do because I this one the main one and then my two side ones. And it's for productivity. I want to be efficient. I like to have one thing running on this one and one thing on. So it all depends, right? So if you're a person that you want to be on the web, on the internet, you're just gonna use it what they call as a
Mm,
media consumption device. I think Apple's great. Apple's great. You got an iPad is amazing. You turn it on, and what you expect it to do, it's gonna do, right? Now, if you want to be more customizable, do some other things that you're a little more of a power user in the mobile space, then I would say maybe go to Android because you're going to be able to do a couple more things. You could basically do out of the box much smoother through Apple and Android. Well, it all depends on. It also an Android, and then it becomes an Android. It all depends because if you get an Android LG, it's not the same thing as an
yeah,
Android Samsung or like what I just got. Like the Microsoft. It
they're
has
all
the
built
Microsoft
differently.
launcher,
Yeah,
but then Galaxy is like way the Galaxy has its own ecosystem. One's like it's designed for that. So it all depends. And that's the biggest rivalry in the world, I would say right now. Believe it or not, Android is still the most. It's still it has more users than Apple. Believe it
yeah.
or not, because they're but still Apple I think is amazing. It runs great, and now with this iOS 14, the way they're doing their widgets is like they're making their widgets so much prettier than Android. So they're doing similar things to Android, but they're just
Yeah,
making it better,
that that
So I hope we didn't leave him the same. I hope we didn't leave him the same. It all depends on what he wants to do. So if you want something as a media consumption, something to just grab emails and what I would say go for an I go for an I if you want something a little cheaper as well, and you're just going to use it as media consumption, you could get an Android. It's going to do the same apps.
and you know what? If you're viewing this, what are you using right now? right? Let us know what you're using and why you use what you use. We want to hear that. We want to know what our viewers, what type of devices they're using, and we'll like to, share some stuff that you like about what you have, whether it be iOS or Android. We have another question, also from Josh on Instagram. He says we went from portable tech to wearable tech, and it seems like the future in biotechnology. Now he's getting deep there, but now it seems like the future is in biotechnology. For example, Elon Musk, Neuralink. Oh man, this is another conversation that can go really deep. Can you see a future of human AI? Is there such a thing as too much tech? Wow, that's like,
So
mm,
I was, I was there remotely. I was watching it live. The Neuralink, the brain implant that they did to when I heard about Neuralink, to be honest with you, I'm a major fan of Elon Musk. I'm a major fan of Tesla, of their solar panels, their cars, SpaceX. But this is scared. This actually scared. You know what I mean? Um, we have to see his true. He always has. So when I say he, I mean Elon. Like he always has or at least it seems that he has a genuine reason why he does things, and it's to make the world a better place and help people. And this is going to help a lot of people with neurological problems. I mean, these things, these neurons in a strand of hair, and they stick it through the cranium, if I'm not
yep,
mistaken, in the skull, and they're able to inject it to the exact
where they
area
need it.
where you have an issue, and they're able to get feedback and actually like read, what's happening, right? The signal. And I believe that I'm gonna double check, and then if I'm wrong, I'll update it. But I believe it's to now. But I think the future, and then able to send back information to the brain and do things that the brain probably or neurological disorder or something like that. So with these pigs, they were able to like when they brought them out, they were able to see like I think they something it was making like this buzzer noise, and every time the pigs would like touch something or feel something, it would make the noise. They were when they were like moving around and touching. So part, the part of like sensation of touching or they were able to map it, and they were able to make like a tone. So basically teaching us that, showing us that we're able to get information and actually
Yeah,
map it. So if it's being used for good, I think I'm all
yep,
for it. I mean, the thing is that this technology then it gets into the wrong hands and people do some crazy
yep.
things with it. I don't know. I think I do believe to be answered. The other part of his question is what did he say? Is tech too much
Yeah,
tech or
is
what?
there a
What did
such thing as too much tech? You know what I mean?
I believe so. I'm a tech person. I've been a tech person my whole life, and that's actually an issue I have with other tech people. Sometimes I've worked with software developers and they'll tell me that no, that cannot happen, and the software that cannot happen, or this is supposed to happen like this, and it's just is, and I'm telling you, well, this is happening. No, that
Yeah,
cannot happen. And it's kind of like if you work with tech for real, and you've worked there as long as I have, and you've had as many issues and troubleshoot
yep,
so many things as I have, you know that anything happens. I mean, the computer can from one day to another just do something weird out of nowhere, and you
yeah.
don't even know. And then people get angry when you just tell them a simple like start um,
Reboot.
turn it off and turn it back on, and it works, because they're just resetting all the services. But technology, yeah, I do believe there's such thing as too much tech, and especially when it goes to a when you're trying to, what
Yeah,
I'm saying, when you're trying to do things
you want to
that are
manipulate things that you shouldn't really like technically be manipulating.
right. God made us a certain way, and when that happens, it gets kind of
Yeah,
like spooky. Now he says it because kind of like what he did with the solar. He wanted to bring solar to the world. He wanted to bring
Efficient.
sustainability to the world, efficient sustainability to the world, and companies because there's money in oil, there's money in gas. There's a lot of money in oil and gas, and companies haven't grown more. I always say that that technology could be a lot farther. It hasn't because major corporations just die it down because they just want to keep making money off of it. That's why these car companies never went into electric cars. Now they're
Yeah.
being forced to because they were stagnant. They just made another car. They made a more futuristic design. They started the car talks to
The
you, and now
cameras, all the cameras.
yeah, and all that stuff, and you were happy because you have that. But Tesla's coming in and bringing like this, like autopilot and radar, and so I think there is too much. There is a such thing as too much tech. I think when you start getting close to playing God and doing things that is just
You
not
gotta be
natural,
careful.
then I would say
Yeah.
you got to be careful. Where he's going with this. I follow him and I follow Neuralink as well.
Yeah,
So
me
I'll
too.
keep everybody. We'll keep everybody in touch. AI is scary. He said it himself. Elon said AI is gonna will be like the end of the human race.
Yeah.
He said it, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
we'll
Like,
see.
and anything could be bad, right? Like every anything in excess, like they always says, like it could be a bad thing. Technology is great, right? But and then when it doesn't work, it becomes, you know what I mean? Like it could go, like my brother said, it could just happen. And we've been in technology for a long time. We get people calling us, hey, listen, it was working yesterday. I get that same thing. Oh, it was working yesterday. And I said, I know it was working yesterday. Today is not working, which is the reason why you called me. And I'm explaining to you, right? This, the third, whatever. But that's just what it is. But we just wanted to answer the questions that we had from people, sending us, the questions there. We hope we answered all the questions. If you got more questions, like I said, let us know. Make sure you subscribe, share, leave a comment, engage with us, so we can continue to build this show, as we want to continue to do more live episodes talking about technology and where is it going and how we use it. What works, what doesn't work. If you want us to do us, yeah, give us
Give us
ideas. If
ideas.
you want a
Give us ideas.
specific, if you want us to look into something specific, we'll look into it for you. How about that? Let us know. Yeah.
And no, I was saying also, and this is something that I've had in the back of my mind for a while. We speak Spanish. I mean, you're a tech blog. That would be great. I have someone right now from Puerto Rico that's listening, and he speaks Spanish. He speaks English as well, but you know, I know he would feel comfortable also and flow a little bit better if he
Yeah.
wanted to in Spanish or anyone else. So if you guys want to hear every once in a while a podcast or the same podcast but
Yep.
a Spanish version, let us know. We might have more.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's where we started this thing, because we love tech. We use tech all the time. We support tech. So yeah,
And
and
tech
and tech
motivates
does
us.
motivate us. Us talking about technology. Sorry if you heard that pop. Technology motivates us to do, be creative. Also, in a way, it makes me creative when I got a new device coming out, and how it can connect with what I have already at home, and how I can use it to turn on my lights and all this stuff. Check this out. Echo, be creative.
Welcome, Jonathan. It's time to create. May the power of the Lord be with you.
Amen. Amen.
Nice.
So anyway,
Very cool.
little things like that, we're just like little tech geeks there. My brother's more of a guru than me. I got into technology because of my brother. Um, I love new technology, but when it comes to, like, in depth, like, troubleshooting and doing other like crazy stuff, that's more on my brother's side. But
Yeah, John is the creative, the producer type, music, videos, and microphones and
yeah, all that
cameras
good
and
stuff.
and all that. Stuff. You programming, smart
configurations and stuff like that. If you have,
Whatever
you
else.
know, like I do that type of stuff, but it's like it's this guy. So well, you got two people here that know technology, that are in technology, and we want to help everyone, you know, have a better experience with technology. Whether that be a young person, that be an older person, you can hit the channel up, and hopefully we have the right answers and right information for you. But we want to thank you all for those who tuned in and are on this live. Stay tuned for our next episode too. We got some more information that we're going to talk about. Like I said, if you want us to speak on a specific type of technology, or you need some help on something, DM us, hit us up on YouTube, hit us up on Instagram, and let us know what you want us to talk about, because we would love to give you more information on it. All right. My brother and myself, we're here to help and to just educate people on technology. All right, man. So we thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Tech Motivated.